That's good. Oh, you got served, baby.
Okay, so this is our second video
Yes,
for
it is.
dance reviews.
Dance
And we
reviews.
changed the name to Drunk Dance Reviews.
Drunk dance reviews. So, do I need to do a couple more shots or something?
So the reason why I call it Drunk Dance Reviews is because if I finish this beer by the time I'm done, I'll be drunk. Because I have a low
Tolerance. Elliott never drinks, so for him to drink that, he can get drunk off of H2O.
Oh, wait, we gotta start again. Where's your mic? Dude.
Oh, we gotta do it from the beginning. You get to me the whole thing about drunk. A good spot?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not moving around. Not like you're dancing. So. Alright, so dance reviews number 2. So I changed the name to Drunk Dance Reviews.
We upgraded. As you guys know, most dance movies, it's hard to have the best of both worlds, a good actor / dancer at the same time. So a lot of our dancing movies, whether it's salsa, jazz, hip hop, that come out in these last few, since it's been coming out. Other than, it's kind of ironic because if you go back to like Charlie Chaplin and Van Dyke from Mary Poppins and Singing in the Rain and all these are great ones. They were singers, dancers, and great actors too at the same time. So we can't really. They were performers. So we can't really say. I know we're going back that route because the talent level in dancing is just exploding, and they're multi-talented. So I think the future dance movies are going to be very challenging for the ones in the past. But for the last, I would say at least a couple of decades, like 1988 salsa, you can even see it in Dance With Me. You can also see it in...
like Dirty Dancing?
Dirty Dancing, Urban Cowboy. Urban Cowboy is actually good because, John Travolta is a good actor, but the movie plot was a little off. But let's go back to this movie.
Okay, ready?
This movie, I like it because, and I'm inspired by it because they captured the dancing scenes and the hype. They give you a good sense of energy and feel. And for those who are thinking about making dancing movies out there, man, this is a good model. They captured a lot of good angles and captured the vibe, even though the acting wasn't all that great. And that's why I enjoyed it as well, because you get to really highlight the dancing and the hype of it. Sometimes I see some dance movies, unfortunately, some ones that I actually was looking forward to. And the hype wasn't there because the way, the angles, or whatever it was, but there was great talent on the film, but it just wasn't captured the right way. So take a look at this. I guess we're going to see what happens.
This is the opening dance battle scene.
So this is going to be like a clip note of the movie?
No, this is the opening scene.
Oh, opening scene, okay. All right. So as you know, we got, what's his name from Wild 'N Out?
So in this movie, it's got Jay Duke. Is it Jay Duke? Did I say that right?
Jay Duke, yeah. So check that out. That control, they captured it coming through. The camera was in there, so you didn't have to look like he was just from a distance. And you can see other people's reaction to what he's doing. Zone out so you can appreciate the trick and what they actually did. Now they're getting some group choreography shown from both angles, from front and the back. Look at that. Now they're like, oh, say, we're beefing. Now let's see, look at us. What do you guys got? What you guys got? Feel that thump. Look at my arm. Break those legs. So that's dope. Like everybody's ready to go back out.
That kind of balance.
He just did a little freeze and probably I guess called power moves and stuff. And the fact that you can make it look solid, it gives you more credit. So like, wow, you hit a point of the music, whatever. So that was pretty good. My son actually was a b-boy.
Oh yeah.
He actually did his opening show when he was like, maybe 5 or 6. At the Dallas Salsa Congress with Liquid Silver, a.k.a. Al Espinosa. and he was a professional b-boy back from LA originally. He danced with Salsa Freak for a little while, but he.
Yeah, but what is b-boy?
B-boy, I mean, like you got b-boys, dancers. You know, b-boy I guess did a lot of the up rock, top rock, bottom, low rock. I don't know, pop, and lock, tricks, moves, that kind of stuff. I guess that's b-boy, but you know, the evolution of b-boyism has incorporated the other hip-hop dances and stuff, and pumping and all that good stuff as well. So it's evolved, and you got like World of Dance, which is now, I guess J-Lo has ownership in that. But that used to be a touring thing where you get to see a lot of b-boys compete around the U.S. and around the world. But going back to my son, when he was about 4 or 5, he's now 17, about to be 18. He did an opening show for one of the nights at the Dallas Salsa Congress with Liquid Silver. He kind of caught wind that my son knows how to pop and do all that locking and that robotic stuff. So they did a little show, and after that, he ran with it. He was pretty much an act every year for the BIG. He really didn't go very much other places. He did a few other stuff. He did a salsa hip-hop routine with choreographed by Jessica Santiago, who is another good friend of ours who also was part of his childhood life. Collaborated him with another girl, did a salsa hip-hop routine at one of the b-boy battles that I believe it was hosted by the Texas Salsa Congress and God, I forgot his name, who runs the Red Bull b-boy competitions in Austin. I forgot his name, but he's a cool dude, and they participate in that event. But he did it for a while, and the only reason why I think he let it go, became a teenager, and typically teenagers focus on his basketball game, and he has skills and girls.
Skills like this?
Yeah, oh yeah, he has skills like this, and he uses them whenever he goes to his quinceañeras. He's always still in the show. He go out there and clear the floor, and just not many people could do what he can do because he had a big passion. He did a lot, and then on top of that, a lot of b-boys have to learn the hard way, and on top of that, when I saw him get into that, we decided to put him in acro, so he got to learn more about his body and control, so he was actually cleaning up his moves and everything. So there's some b-boys that are actually really talented, but they're not quite as clean because they never got that training, but they're still great to watch. So he knows how to do flips and tumbles and triples and all this crazy stuff and head spins. But he doesn't really do it anymore, but he does enough to be that has-been, but still the show at any party as a teenager. So, which serves a purpose. His self-esteem is...
I've never seen him do it.
Okay, I think when you start coming to the BIGs or coming around that time, I think he stopped dancing on the BIGs like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But he did almost every single one, if not all of them.
All right.
He did big old collaborations, big remakes. Michael Jackson's also a big inspiration for him. He did a dedication to that, a tribute. Cool. So maybe we'll talk about him showing sometime later and we can review him.
All right.
But yeah, it'll be nice.
All right, here we go.
So they're still battling right here, showing their stuff. The other team has not yet. Well, that's his teammate right there. He's participating now, doing some floor work. Now they're gonna do some collaboration and duet. Now the team.
Well synchronized they are.
Oh yeah. And that's one of the biggest things. The Jabberwockies brought that to essence in a lot of the big competitions on TV. Wow.
Yeah, I love this part.
Oh yeah, how they collaborate, make them look like little midgets dancing with the females using the legs of the guys. Amazing. It's crazy.
I feel like this kind of like hip hop. It feels a little bit angry to me though. Like you're like,
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what it is. It's a battle, and it was more of a better, tasteful battle because instead of pulling out your fists and your guns and your weapons, you showed off your talent. And yeah, there was still a sense of dominance or your representation of your hood or where you come from. So it still had a pride. And unfortunately, I'm sure some of these places, they still end up in fights and some kind of violence. But if anything, if they could take out their energy and put it into some type of talent like this, great. I'd rather them do that than pull out their guns, And it was great. And it was now this dance, which probably came from the streets, has become popularized and around the world, like in Japan or in Asia, those countries, they freaking take it to another level.
Did you dance like this?
No, I tried. I was a wannabe when I was a kid. I didn't have enough influence. Of course, I watched Break and all those movies. I thought I was doing head spins and stuff, but as I grew up, I don't know what I was doing. I was just jumping off of stuff, and I don't want
You thought you were doing that?
I don't know if I did a head spin, if I landed on my shoulder, and my clavicle, and my chin is touching my left nipple. I don't know. But, hey, later on, I fell in love with the Latin dancing. But I have a lot of B-boy friends, amazing ones in San Antonio. You got AJ, Kool-Aid, Acid, Billy Angelique, Voodoo Child. You got Ninja. You got Raul Riojas. You got some greats that came out of here that are still here, and a lot of them have traveled with the Globetrotters, the Michael Jackson touring show. They've done many videos. We have some great dancers in San Antonio. So, and then around the U.S. that we became familiar with, because even though I was more focused on the salsa, we still, a breath of fresh air in the congresses or the festivals we have, we still have hip-hop dancers throughout. Because after you watch Salsa Socials, bachata, you kind of get like, you need something to wake you up because you see so much of it. Even though it's great stuff, when they throw that hip-hop, everybody goes wild because it's the minority in our element. But, and some of these guys still taught out our congress because, now the dancers of today, I'm so glad, like when me and my boy Troy said, we were so glad we started when we started back in 98, 99, because, we didn't have to be as cross-trained as possible, but, we had a passion, we had a love for it, we did really well. But if you try to get into this business now, you got to win a lot of competitions. You can't just be a strictly salsa dancer. You got to have some training in jazz, ballet, hip-hop, modern, you name it, if you're going to try to make it this business. And on top of that, on a regular show, new material on social media, because now social media is speeding up the process. Before, you made like 1 or 2 masterpiece shows and you use that all year. But social media kind of brings your routines onto the platform so much faster. So now the talent today has to produce more shows more often to stay relevant. You could be an amazing dancer, but if you're not staying relevant, so more power to you guys who are in the mix right now getting started. I guess I consider an OG. I'm still 28 years old, but I can still hold my weight and I can still throw down some fire. But mad props for you guys who are trying to do it now because, man, you guys better come with it. Back to the show. Look freezing.
This is my favorite part in this.
When they shape them? Yeah.
So, like, they're telling a story right now through the dancing, and then there's a reveal, and they're like,
Yep. They're like, oh, watch out.
This is really storytelling through dancing. At its best.
So they basically stole the show, and they're basically scooting them off the dance floor. Steve Harvey, an amazing, Steve Harvey, he's still doing his thing. Comedian, actor, host.
That was it. There we go.
So that was just the beginning. If you guys haven't seen You Got Served, it's still a good movie. I still love watching the pieces where they capture some of these parts.
I would say from a filmmaking perspective, they really got it down when it comes to the choreography. It's a full cast. There's a lot of fun dance sequences.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that the acting was
there. They had some good ones.
It's definitely not about the acting.
Yeah, it's definitely
not about the acting, and I'm not. The plot, I feel like it's got a lot of holes and it's a little bit weak too. But you can sit through this whole movie
and enjoy it.
And every time you get a dance sequence, you're gonna want to get up and do some of it.
And that's kind of the stigma, and I think that can change through the evolution of filming and the talent. But the stigma is when you go watch a dance movie, you want to see it for its entertainment value versus the quality of the acting. Like, you're not looking at that show to see if somebody's gonna get a Grammy for their acting skills, but you're definitely looking for the amazing dance scenes that, like how they used to capture back in the 60s and the 70s.
But this is probably one of the better ones.
Oh, this is one of the definitely the better ones. I have to say, even You Got Served and some of the new ones that came afterwards, this one still has a lot of weight over them. Or even that, maybe it's just because it set the pace.
Yeah, it did.
It set the pace for the other ones, but whoever, I'm not sure, I don't know who created this movie, but it's
got a full cast: Marcus Houston, Omarion.
Yes.
J Boop.
Yes, there you go, J Boop.
Steve Harvey. Lil Kim was in it.
Yes. We're gonna get it up. We're gonna take it to the streets. So, Guys, if you haven't watched this one, definitely You Got Served is an amazing film. Check it out. Definitely worth watching. And there's a lot of great ones that we're going to talk about later on in some of the next reviews. But guys,
we gotta do a video through Sean, and
yes.
we have to review him.
Oh, we can get all these clips and put it into a little show. And hey, that's our time. That's my pasta is done. I haven't ate since 4 o'clock. All right, and he didn't finish the beer, so that's why his words are still straight. Sounds a little bit clearer than the debate. But hey, stay tuned for the next show.